You're watching Tackle Talk Live, now into our 6th season as your #1 resource for bass tournament information, with a primary focus on both Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn. Your hosts, Iowa Pro staffer Steve Graff and Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, Kevin Jean. Two guys with years of successful tournament experience on all levels. Guys who understand the importance of good information. Anglers willing to share their knowledge to help you become a better angler. So pay close attention as these guys give you more insight on how, when, and where to catch winning stringers. Here are your hosts of Tackle Talk Live, Steve Graff and Kevin Jean.
This is Tackle Talk Live. I'm Iowa Pro staffer Steve Graff, along with Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, Mr. Kevin Jean, down there in Lafayette, Louisiana. Kevin, man, how you doing? I hear you still hurting, dude. I mean, you still got that pinched nerve.
Man, yeah, Steve, I'm still messing with it. Yesterday makes the third time I went to the doctor with it, trying to get things right. I got to go physical therapy and get some things worked on. But yeah, it aggravates me, more so certain times, like sitting here working today. I've had to do a lot of stuff on the computer, so it's been aggravating me today. So yeah, still messing with it. It's been about a week and a half, and man, it's rough.
You can't get comfortable no matter how you sit. I mean, it's always in a bind, but what you need is to be flipping and pitching on Toledo Bend.
Whew, I don't know if I could handle that, Steve. That'd be pretty painful. I'm gonna be a little fidgety today, trying to get situated.
That's all right. Do what you got to do, man. We got this. All right. Today we're going to talk about the Outlaw Outdoors Team Event #1. We're going to cover that. Going to wrap it up. Had a good turnout for that deal. Fishers of Men also had a good turnout, and on Sam Rayburn, and we got the winner of that event. We got Cole Moore, guy we've had on before, great angler, great stick guy. It's going to give us some great information. And Kevin, Fishers of Men had 108 teams. Now, I went back and looked at the standings and everything. I checked everything out. 48 zeros.
Yeah.
22 1 and 2 fish bags. So it was one of them deals. You were either on them or you wasn't on nothing. And two guys, Kevin, were disqualified in this event.
Yeah.
Jake Parrish and Alex Morrison had over 37 pounds and had to take a back seat to Cole because Jaden had guided on Rayburn on December the 11th. And,
yeah, I mean, they would have won the event. One of those deals. I mean, it's two pros, Steve. This is two pros. It's one of those things, and you got to be careful on all those guide rules because, like, I think it's 30 days, and I think he missed it by a day or two that he did a guide trip, is what I'm hearing. So, yeah, I mean, got to be careful on all these. When you're a guide, you got to be careful on all these events to make sure of the cutoff days. So, yeah, they ended up getting disqualified, would have won the whole thing. So, I know that was tough on them. But Steve, talking about the fishing, I mean, they had 37 or 38, I believe.
37. Oh, had over 37 pounds.
Yeah, and then, Cole had 29 by himself with a 10. We talked about it last week. The big fish are going to group up, I felt like, a little bit with this cold water streak. The cold water and the cold weather we had. And I think the big fish were going to bite a little bit better, but overall the fish wouldn't bite better. And I think that's what happened. We'll get Cole's perspective a little bit more on it, but looking at weights, I think that's what happened.
Well, one thing I want to do, I want to defend Jaden and Alex a little bit here. Social media people have gone crazy. The guy's cheating and this and that. Wait a minute. They didn't cheat, okay? This was an oversight on their part. That he had guided, and either he miscounted his days or whatever, but I don't think there was anything intentional here with Jaden and them. I don't think they were trying to get away with murder or anything like that. But
yeah, I mean, it was a guide rule, deal. He would just had guided inside the dates, and he didn't realize he had,
Right. So, Outlaw Outdoors on Rayburn, they had 130 teams, 56 5-fish limits. I'm telling you, I thought, wow, that's impressive. Now there were 68 zeros. When I tell you zeros, guys, I'm also saying some of them just didn't weigh in.
Right.
They were so far down. They might have had 2 or 3 fish, or 4, might even had 4, but they didn't weigh in. So it doesn't necessarily mean they didn't catch nothing at all. So, but Stuart Valine, I guess that's how you say that. Valine and Kip Terrio won it with 25.37, had a 994 kicker. and had 5 backs. Kevin over 20 pounds. The top 5 guys were all over 20.
Yeah. No, I seen that. I mean, it was, again, another pretty good day. I like the turnout. I like seeing that turnout, the 130. And real quick, Steve, while I'm thinking about it, next weekend, I believe the Rattle Trap tournament was on Sunday. They are postponing that tournament till February. February
23rd.
23rd. Because of the weather coming in next week. So I just want to kind of make sure we got that out there as well.
Yeah. And we'll remind everybody by the end of the show again one more time about that. We got tournaments we're going to cover. And also, while we got Cole on here with us today, we're going to get a Toledo Bend report from him. And
next weekend.
Yeah, and that's this coming weekend. So they'll have 2 BFLs, basically 2 within 3 weeks of each other. Yeah. And but this one will be on Toledo Bend. Cole will give us a good idea of what's going on there, Kev.
Oh yeah, I mean he guides on the lake during his off season. He's not guiding right now because he don't want to get in the bind where he misses a tournament. Right. But Cole lives on the lake. Spends more time on that lake than anybody this time of year. So he'll be able to break down the lake, kind of tell us what to expect next weekend.
Yep, and we've got lake levels reports for Rayburn, Toledo Bend, and Lake of the Pines, and got a little bit of rain. Some of the lakes have come up. Some of them are starting to stabilize right now, and some of them are actually starting to fall back a little bit. And but we'll cover that. We've got a tip of the week along with Kevin's Shimano product preview. We got all this and more today right here on Tackle Talk Live. We're going to take a quick break, recognize a few of our sponsors. When we return, we will have Cole Moore right here on Tackle Talk Live.
A good marine dealer is hard to find, but a great dealer is even harder. But in Iowa, Louisiana, there's a marine dealer that falls into the great category. Power Implements Marine, South Louisiana's go-to dealer for all things related to the boating industry. A Minn Kota, Garmin, and Mercury dealer, guaranteeing you first-rate service in both sales and repair. A great selection of new and used boats to choose from, including Skeeter, G3, Ranger, Camus, and Go Devil. A knowledgeable staff that will treat you like family and are always willing to go the extra mile to ensure you walk out a happy customer. To see everything they have to offer, go to powerimplements.com or stop by 606 East Miller Street in Iowa, Louisiana. Plus, mention Tackle Talk Live and save $500 off a new or pre-owned boat or $50 off your first service ticket. Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Nothing is worse than being sick on your family or fishing getaway. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in the hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your health care needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6 just south of Toledo Town, or call 318-508-5323. Very few stores are a complete one-stop shop, but Cypress Knee Outdoors is such a place. A store within a store. Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's four-way. Whether you need gas, food, drinks, or bait and tackle, they have it. Cypress Knee Outdoors carries top-name fishing brands like Strike King, Sandtone, Spro, and V&M. Crappie jigs from Bobby Garland. Need hunting gear? They have it. Ammunition from rifle to shotgun shells. Deer scents from Buck Wild and Doe and Heat. Deer stands from Titan and feeders from T-Hanger. Cypress Knee has it all. Located off I-49, exit 127, just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana. So stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors and let John Abram and his staff show you everything they have to offer. Or give them a call at 318-238-HUNT. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live. Thank you for tuning us in today. We appreciate you. Spread the word that we're back on the air. We'd love to make sure we get as many people tuned in as possible. This segment presented by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Shimano, and Power Implements Marine, located in Iowa, Louisiana. Mention Tackle Talk Live. You get $500 off the purchase of a new or used boat, or you get $50 off your first service ticket. So, but you got to say, I listened to Tackle Talk Live, or I heard y'all on Tackle Talk Live. Hey, you got to tell them you heard about it right here on Tackle Talk Live. All right, on the hotline, Tackle Talk hotline, we've got Fishers of Men champion Cole Moore. And Cole, man, welcome to the program. We appreciate you joining us today. And hey, Cole, we had a cold snap last week. This week's nice. I mean, I'm thinking about going somewhere fishing Thursday or Friday, or Friday, Saturday. And I'm telling you right now, come Monday, I think you ain't gonna want to be on the water again. It's supposed to be ripping cold again.
Yes, sir, that is correct. It's not looking, it's looking good for this weekend, but not the following week, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's not. Cole, Fishers of Men, fish it by yourself, had over 29 pounds, almost 30, had a 10-pound big fish. Steve, this is how many 10-pounders this kid's caught. I texted him, congratulating him on the win, and asking about coming on Tackle Talk, and said, hey, send me a picture of the 10-pounder, and we'll use it to post. He didn't even take a picture of it, Steve.
Really?
Hey, I didn't have it on my phone. I wasn't nobody to take a picture. I knew Fishers of Men had it. They just hadn't posted one yet.
He didn't even get a picture on his phone, Steve. Yeah, it's another 10-pounder.
I've caught 8s and 9s, but I've not caught my first double digit yet. And I've been doing this for how long? I don't know how long I've even been doing this, but and he don't even take pictures of 10-pounders. I'm like, God.
Cole, let's jump into it, man. So last weekend, you fished the BFL. Was that that was last weekend, BFL over there. Had 19 pounds. I think you finished second, right? Correct?
Third.
Okay. Third. Fishers of Men this weekend, 29 pounds with a 10-pounder. Before we talk about the tournament, just kind of tell us your breakdown of Sam Rayburn and the changes you've seen from the lake from the first weekend BFL. It's kind of warm, this cold snap that happened for the Fishers of Men tournament. Kind of what changes did you see in the water and the fish?
I'd honestly say it would really started. I went the weekend before the BFL. I fished that was the first time I've been on Rayburn shoot since probably the summer of last year, spring, because I knew we had tournaments coming up and then I needed to get over there. I seen that there was a media bass tournament, and I went the Friday before it, so it was like December 28th, and fishing was phenomenal then. There was fish everywhere, like just in the water column suspended. There was a lot of fish on the bottom, on the points, which it was still kind of warm. A lot of fish were moving for sure, coming off the main lake, starting to go up the creeks. And then you go into the weekend of the BFL. I think between that week period, we had some rain or so. I think the water had come up a little bit. We had a day of cloudy weather. I think, if I remember right, during the BFL, it was cloudy. And fishing was very tough. Really didn't see a lot of fish, didn't catch a lot of fish, didn't get a lot of bites that day. Luckily, I got 5 of the right one. I really didn't have a big one that day. It was all about the same size. And then the water has been coming up since. I'm not one, I don't know what the actual lake level is. I don't really watch it. I know when I get out there, I'm like, boy, I don't see that stump no more. And it's gone, and the fish are scattering. I know if they'd pull on the water a little bit, they'd group back up for me. But the fish they're scattering out over there for sure. And it seems like you can go over there one day and they're really relating to bait a lot. And then the next day it's like you can see bait fish and not no fish around them. They don't even worry about it. They're laying on the bottom like they're supposed to be. It's kind of been weird. It's kind of been different every weekend over the last 3 weekends for me.
Yeah.
And Cole, you need a little bit of wind when you go to either Toledo Bend or Ray. You need a little bit of wind. I mean, just kind of help things a little bit. And did you have any wind on Saturday, or was it slick calm?
There was a little bit of wind. It about just right, honestly, if I remember right. Yeah. Just like you say, just a little ripple on the water. What we want for sure.
Yeah.
So Cole, let's go through Saturday. Let's go through Saturday again. 29 pounds, 10-pounder. Kind of take us through the day. Was it that typical? And I asked this the whole month of January. Every weekend we have somebody on. Was it that typical January old school Sam Rayburn bite where you caught them quick first thing that morning, or did it take you all throughout the day to catch these 5?
No, it definitely took me all day. I really didn't know what to expect. I know the only day, like from the BFL, I was on the water Friday, the day before the fishermen. The wind was blowing bad, raining, cold. You really couldn't even go check none. So I really didn't know what to expect. And what was kind of bad is, like, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've really only had one area that's been holding some big fish. And other than that, it's been tough for me to even find some more fish. So I was kind of dependent on that. Well, going into Saturday, of course, they didn't want to bite that morning at all.
Yeah.
So I bounced around. I think I caught a couple small fish. And then probably around 10 o'clock, maybe I did. Okay, I had a 4-pounder, 4.5, and then like a barely a keeper. Well, I run around a little bit, probably 10:30, 11 o'clock. I catch another one, like a 5.5, and still though, and I missed a couple fish that I knew I missed some opportunities that I was kind of aggravated about, and things just wasn't going my way at all. I really didn't even think I'd have a shot at a big bag that day. Just wasn't seeing much on my graph at all. The ones I would see couldn't make bite. Even I'd drag Carolina rigging a jig. I'd see some on the bottom. They wouldn't bite for me, so it wasn't going good. And I remembered I'd seen some fish. We're talking, it's like noon, 1 o'clock now. And I've literally got 4 keepers. I don't even have a limit, but I got those 2 good ones in the live well. And I don't say I forgot about it, but I'd seen some fish practicing for the BFL, some really big fish on the spot that abandoned me. I hadn't seen them there since. And I didn't have nothing else to do, so I said, well, I'll just go check, see if there's any back there. And when I pulled up there was 2 or 3 of them sitting there, and back-to-back casts called a 10-pounder and an 8-pounder. That did it. that did it right there. But still, that just to show you how tough it was on me that day, I weighed in a 2-pounder with my whatever I had right at 30 pounds, and I had a 2-pounder I could not even get rid of with even another solid fish. Just couldn't get many bites.
Wow.
Golly.
So what was your primary bait, Cole? And was you throwing a jig? Is it a moving bait? What were you doing?
Alabama rig. I think everybody knows that by now.
I was fixing to call that one, Steve. I was fixing to go ahead and call that one. If it Cole Moore this time of year, if he can throw it, he's throwing it. I can promise you that. Did you see him on the 4-face sonar, Cole, when they ate the A-rig?
I did see a couple of them. I did see a couple of them eat it, but then a couple of the places I just throw it out there and just let it go to the bottom and slow reel it, like you would a big spinnerbait or something.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They're definitely not like I.
Cole, right now, are the drains starting to come into play yet? Are the fish starting to set up in those drains yet?
Man, they were, like I say, they were moving up the drains and being on the little creek bends or little points that run out to a drain. But the last couple times I've been out, like this past weekend, they really didn't. They was really on like at the mouth of a creek or the main lake stuff, and man, they was hard to find too. Wouldn't even. It's like they'd be on the side of a point or a ledge or something, and really had to look hard for them because they wasn't set up like typically they would be this time of year.
Cole, so these fish, I mean, what's your water column that you're looking for right now? Weekend before Wyatt Frankens won the BFL, he was doing that 10-foot water. That's where he really caught his. What water column are you seeing majority of the big fish on Rayburn right now?
I'm seeing them in probably that same depth, that 10 to 15 at most. Really nothing past 15 foot. I think that's because of the water rise. The water's kind of high.
Yeah.
It's not high. It's just normal. It's not low at all. And I think you got water coming up, so the fish are naturally going a little bit shallower in the water column. Not necessarily to the bank, but they're going shallower in the water column. The idea is on their mind. It's getting that time to move up the creek towards the bank.
Yeah. And so even the bait fish, how deep are you seeing bait fish?
Well, it depends on the day. Like I say, now, when I can't find the bait fish, it seems like they all swim out there in 30 and 40 foot of water. I guess because of the cold weather. I mean, obviously that's what they're doing out there hanging out. But I wish they'd get on up there a little bit shallower, the bait fish.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing it, the bait fish out there pretty deep.
Cole, let's jump gears here, and we got BFL coming up on Toledo Bend this weekend. You're a Toledo Bend guy, live there, fish there. Give us the Toledo Bend fishing report, kind of what the lake's looking like.
Toledo Bend's definitely looking good. It has the last couple of years. So not 100% sure on what the water level is, but I just know we got a lot of grass. It's January. You get close to February on Toledo Bend. Good things always happen then. So you got I'd say good, like for the BFL coming this weekend, guys will have a lot of options. There's guys will have a chance to win that in, that 8 to 12 foot of water in some grass. And guys will have a chance to win it out there in 30 foot of water on a football jig or a Carolina rig too. You'll be able to do kind of whatever you want, I would say, this weekend. And with the weather, it's going to be kind of warm, or it's going to be pretty good conditions the end of the week into the weekend them fish know that nasty cold front's coming, so they're probably going to bite pretty good this weekend before
I was fixing to say Saturday they're liable to bite Saturday. You got the BFL and Toledo Bend, Bass Champs on Rayburn. There's potential to see some really big bags waiting Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Honestly, you're probably going to see a couple double digits somewhere for sure.
Well, Cole, I've noticed too, and you talked about lake level. We usually cover lake levels at the end of the show today. Toledo Bend's like 2 feet low right now. I mean, does that sound about right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it does, which is good. I like it a little bit lower.
Yeah. We got really good grass for Toledo. They've done a good job of keeping it as normal as they've could throughout the fall and the winter, and it's got some good grass. It's a really healthy lake right now. It's been good the last couple of years. Toledo's back on the right path to getting back really good.
It's all the fish you catch are healthy.
Yeah.
Cole, can a guy go north of the bridge and have a shot to win this BFL, or is he gonna have to go south?
A shot to win it, yeah, probably, because they always do it. They make a push a little bit earlier up north. It starts on the north end and it works its way down. You like to say, it's hard. Somebody on the south end probably has a better chance of catching one of those double-digit bass, and then when somebody gets that, they become pretty hard to beat. But for somebody to go catch five really good fish, quality fish, you'll see some good bags come from up north for sure. You always do. It's probably going to be one on the south end, but I wouldn't put it. I mean, it really wouldn't surprise me if somebody caught a really big bag up north.
I was just fixing to say, with the conditions where they are and how the lake's fishing right now, I'd be willing to bet a good amount of money that it'd be one south of the bridge for sure. So Bass Champs, BFL, what's Cole fishing next weekend?
I'm a little lenient. I don't know yet. I know Rayburn's off limits this week. Can't go over there. I'm gonna go fish a couple days. I'm leaning more towards fishing the BFL this weekend, really, because I don't know. But then again, I'm also thinking too, looking at the weather for next week. We got the Toyota Series coming the following week with all that bad weather, and it's going to be hard to practice in that nasty weather. I'm sure there's going to be north winds with a cold front coming Monday and Tuesday when we need to be practicing. So I kind of feel like I need to get my butt over there this weekend, Friday and Saturday, and even if I don't do good in the champs, I'm at least on the water looking.
I feel like the Toyota Series is always the week of the cold, nasty weather moves in. It's all when that cold fronts move in. It's the week of the Toyota event on Sam Rayburn.
It is. It's gonna be miserable. I'm not sure which I guess it depends on the winds. I don't know if they'll cancel any of the days or not, but we'll figure that out when it comes.
Yeah. Well, Cole, man, congratulations. We appreciate you coming on with us today and give us some good insight on both Rayburn and Toledo Bend. And one more question. I guess the bushes won't come into play on Toledo Bend, will they? The 2.5 or 2 feet low, that's probably not going to even be a factor, is it?
No, I highly doubt it. If somebody's wanting to go shallow, I would recommend them find that good green, the good fresh hydrilla, and I'd stick with that. I don't think your bush bite will be too good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, man, hey, we appreciate you being with us today, and good luck, man. Good luck whichever way you decide to go, and whichever one you decide to choose. I'm sure you'll do well and be a threat in either one of them. So, and congratulations on the Fishers of Men win.
Yes, sir. I sure appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks, Cole.
All right, Cole Moore. We appreciate Cole coming on with us today, and Kevin, good details, gave some good insight there as to what to expect and kind of what he did over there. And really both those weeks with Wyatt Frankins and him kind of similar in how they approach, their tournaments.
Yeah, and kind of one of those things. Caught a couple good ones early, and then jump kind of run into some big ones late together. Both of them kind of like you said, kind of the same thing. Interesting to hear he didn't even have a limit up until that point, about 1 o'clock, when he caught a 10-8 back to back. But sounds a lot like Sam Rayburn to me, Steve. But you're right. I mean, Cole tells you like it is. There's no beating around the bush. There's no hiding anything. He's going to throw an A-rig, and he's just going to ride around till he finds them. He knows the right places to look, and that's Cole Moore fishing 101 right there. And that's what he wants to do, is he wants to throw that A-rig and get out there and see where he can and look at them a little bit. So
yeah. All right. We're going to take another quick break. When we return, we've got lake levels. We've got tip of the week. We got Shimano product preview with Kevin, and we'll cover upcoming events, let you know exactly what's coming up the rest of this month. And so we're going to take one more break. When we return, you're watching Tackle Talk Live.
The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local fishing guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guide for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. 2 locations to serve you in both Nacogdoches and Broadus, Texas, or give him a call at 936-205-4467. The next time you're headed Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn, stop by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle. They have an awesome supply of everything you'll need to catch the big ones. Whether your trip calls for bass fishing, white perch tackle, catfish bait, or the ultimate fighting shiners, Keith's Tackle has you covered. Keith and former Elite Series pro Ben Matsubu also have the latest information on what, how, and where you need to be fishing on Sam Rayburn or the Bend. So for all your tackle needs, check out Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, located just off Highway 21 on the Texas side of Toledo Bend, or call 409-625-0181. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back to Tackle Talk Live. This segment presented by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Shimano, and Power Implements Marine right there in Iowa, Louisiana. Kevin, if you mention Tackle Talk Live, what kind of prize you going to get?
$500 off the purchase of any new or used boat, or $50 off a service ticket. So go by, see those guys at Power Implements Marine for anything you might need, whether it's a new boat or just service. Make sure you tell them Tackle Talk Live sent you and save you some money.
Real quick, I'll go with the top 5 places for the Sam Rayburn Fishers of Men. Kevin's going to give you the Outlaw Outdoors here in just a sec. Of course, as we just had on, Cole Moore won it with 5 fish. He had a 10.06 kicker. He had 29.61 pounds by him. That's impressive by yourself. Even with a team, that's impressive. But it's really impressive when you do it by yourself. Second place was Colby Bryant, Wesley Baxley. They came in second with 23.88. Caden Muke and Case Sutherland, that were third with 21.31. Fourth place was Jerry Du Bois and Damon Borrell. They had 20.85, and rounding out the top 5 was Billy Parker, Zane Parker. They came in with 5 fish limit of 1919. So, Kevin, Outlaw Outdoors Team Series number 1, what you got?
First place, Stuart Villian and Kip Theriot with 25.37. Second place, Holden Ashworth, Michael Fesco with 24.68. Third place, Jeff Bridges, Remington Boykin, 23.88. Fourth place, Joshua Rogers, Casey Burley, 23.04. And fifth place, Corey Rambo, Rusty Clark with 22.02. That was the 5 bags over 20 pounds.
Yeah. So congratulations, all you guys. And there were some good big fish caught. There was a 994 by Stewart, the first place team, a 887, and a 913 weighed in the top 6 guys. So pretty good big fish also came in for that event as well.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, upcoming tournaments. Bass Champs, Kevin, this weekend, Humphrey Pavilion. We pretty much said all we can say about Rayburn right now. It should be a really good weekend this weekend for fishing, either Toledo or Sam Rayburn.
On Saturday, anyway, for sure.
For sure,
Yeah, no, it will be. It'll be a beautiful. I haven't looked at when, but no, it'll be good fishing for sure, Toledo or Sam Rayburn. I think you really see some big bags weighed in. So, and then next week, like Cole alluded to, the Toyota Series on Sam Rayburn. Man, I'm glad I'm not fishing that one. Whew,
that's going to be brutal. And then as Kevin already alluded to in the early part of the broadcast, Bill Lewis Rattle Trap Tournament has been postponed till February 23rd. Kevin, you know what prompted that? I mean,
weather and 30, 40 mile an hour north wind, Steve.
Okay.
It's going to be cold in the 20s, 30 mile an hour winds. It's a smart move, I think. I mean,
I would agree.
I love the idea of go ahead and doing it now.
Yes.
Everybody make plans, do it now. Hats off to Outlaw Outdoors for making that call.
Yep. Real quick, tip of the week. This is a short tip, but it's something you need to pay attention to. We got recent cold, got a lot of cold weather coming. Make sure to check your tire pressure on both your truck and boat trailers, because I'm telling you right now, it will deplete them. That cold air will suck that air right out of them. And if you don't pay attention to it, it could end up causing you to have a blowout when you're on the way to the lake or whatever. But so cold weather, it can cause you to lose tire pressure. So make sure you check your tires before you head out to your favorite body of water. Kevin, Shimano product you got this week?
Yeah, Steve. One thing I want to talk about is the Tranks 150 and the Tranks 200 reel. This reel it's an inshore saltwater reel, but it's an inshore reel. Guys, do not sleep on this for a bass fishing reel. A lot of those guys down there, Lake Charles, Saltwater, Beaumont area, we sell the crap out of this reel for those guys that you can go red fishing, trout fishing one day, go largemouth bass fishing next day. It's very durable reel. It's a metal frame. But Steve, it's really, really smooth. It casts exceptionally well, and it has the 150 model, but this is the 200. This is the reel I use for Alabama rig or deep cranking. This is it. This is the reel. So if you see these in the store, guys, one of my best-selling reels from all my customers, especially in South Louisiana. But if you see that reel and you see it's an inshore reel, it's not a saltwater reel. It's an inshore reel, but it is phenomenal for bass fishing. You got to try out the Tranks 150 or the Tranks 200.
Yeah. And what's the gear ratio on that particular one?
They have 6, 7, or 8, and it retails right at $220.
So it's basically a power reel.
It can be. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's a gear ratio. It has a 6, it has a 7, it has an 8 gear ratio.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an all around do it all, very smooth reel. Like I said, it's one of the reels don't sleep on just because it says inshore. But it's gonna be very durable. You'll have that reel for 20 years.
Yeah, and then like you said, if it's good all around reel, you can throw spinnerbait, crankbait, worm, whatever you want to throw with it. And if you're just looking for one reel to throw, that may be the best one to pick.
Yep.
All right. Lake levels, Toledo Bend, 169.66. That is 2.4 feet low. 2.4. Yeah, 2.4 feet low right now. 10-day loss, 0.48 inches. 24-hour loss, 1.56. So Toledo is being pulled down right now. Not hard, but it is coming down a little bit. Sam Rayburn, 165. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead, Steve.
165.74. It's 1.34 feet above pool.
Yeah.
10-day gain 1.72 feet. 24-hour gain 1.44. It's actually still on the rise at Sam Rayburn. And of course, we all know what happens at Sam Rayburn in the spring. They hold water back to keep from flooding them out on down around Beaumont. So it could be the beginning of higher water at Rayburn as they continue to hold that sucker back. Lake of the Pines, 230.01. Pool is 230. Difference of 0.12 inches. 10-day loss. It's come down in 10 days, 3.96 inches. In 24 hours, it's come down 0.24 inches. So there's your lake reports for those three bodies of water. And if you're looking for an app, I've got one for all the Texas lakes. It's just called Lake Levels, and it's an app you can add to your phone. If you're headed to a body of water in the state of Texas, it'll give you almost every single body of water, where it's at. It's accurate information, up to date, and it's free. It's a free app. So, but that's one of my sources I use to give you all the lake levels and what's going on. So, Kev, what else you got?
Steve, I think that does it for today.
All right. If you're going to the lakes, be careful. Again, this could be a good weekend, especially
Enjoy Saturday.
Friday and Saturday could both be really good days. So if you're looking to get out and throw a trap or throw a swim bait or a rig, this is a good weekend to do that. Go out to your area lakes and have a good time, and keep what you want, but release the rest, and be conservative. We don't need all of our if they're brood stock, especially them 4-pounders. Let them puppies go. We need those fish in the lake to help produce other fish. So, but anyway, all right. Kev, anything else? You got it?
Does it for me, Steve.
All right. Thank you for tuning us in. Please check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or however way you listen to podcasts. If you'd like to become a member of our sponsorship team, please message us on our Facebook page. Kevin will make sure he sends you a detailed packet. For Kevin Jean, yours truly, Steve Graff. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week right here with more Tackle Talk Live.